It begins with a large Russian armored assault. Dozens of tanks and BMPs advance across the front line, attempting to breach Ukrainian defenses. From above, it appears as a coordinated wave of steel approaching Ukrainian positions. Battalion commanders observe the assault in real time and relay coordinates to artillery units. Within moments, Ukrainian guns are set to fire. The calm before the storm is over. The first shells land and the battle begins. Ukrainian artillery receives the coordinates of the Russian column. Within seconds, the first shells are fired toward the advancing vehicles. Explosions erupt across the field, scattering the formation. Smoke rises as the ground shakes under continuous fire. The assault stalls for a moment. Russian commanders respond immediately with counter-artillery fire. They deploy two 2S-7 Pion heavy artillery systems, capable of firing over 40 kilometers. Massive shells cross the sky and land near Ukrainian positions. The exchange intensifies. For minutes, both sides trade artillery fire, turning the open ground into a field of flames. One Russian BMP is hit and bursts into flames, but the rest keep moving forward. As Russian armor moves closer, Ukrainian soldiers prepare to engage. Anti-tank guided missiles are fired from concealed positions. One missile misses the target, but the next one hits directly. A Russian BMP erupts in flames, sending smoke high into the sky. Moments later, a tank drives over a mine and explodes. The blast stops the entire column. Vehicles are now stuck in the open. Ukrainian artillery quickly adjusts fire and targets the stationary armor. Shells land one after another, ripping through the formation. Radio traffic from the Russian side turns chaotic. What began as a coordinated assault now turns into a fight for survival. The battlefield turns into chaos as both sides launch counterstrikes. Russian artillery begins a massive bombardment, trying to suppress Ukrainian positions. Dozens of shells land every minute, shaking the ground with thunderous explosions. Ukrainian commanders order an immediate counterstrike. Artillery crews quickly load new rounds, adjusting elevation and direction. Within moments, return fire lights up the horizon. Russian tanks fire from long range, trying to cover their retreating units. Ukrainian FPV drones swarm over the battlefield, hunting down vehicles through the smoke. One drone dives directly into a Russian BMP, destroying it instantly. But Russian forces answer with their own drones, striking Ukrainian artillery positions. Explosions echo across both lines, neither side willing to back down. As the battle drags on, both Ukrainian and Russian commanders face a critical decision. On the Russian side, field commanders order another wave of assault. Tanks and BMPs regroup under artillery cover, pushing toward Ukrainian lines once more. Meanwhile, Ukrainian commanders monitor the assault through reconnaissance drones. They quickly identify the axis of advance and relay new coordinates to artillery units. Moments later, Ukrainian guns open fire, blanketing the battlefield with explosions. Several Russian tanks are hit, but commanders push the rest forward under smoke cover. Ukrainian FPV units launch a wave of drones to intercept the assault. One drone dives straight into a Russian BMP, destroying it in a massive explosion. Amid the chaos, Russian artillery retaliates, targeting Ukrainian firing positions. Both sides trade blows with precision and fury. The battle has reached its turning point. Hours have passed since the initial assault, and the front line is now a maze of smoke and fire. Ukrainian commanders re-evaluate their positions, ordering infantry to hold the key trenches. On the Russian side, a division commander demands a final push to break the defense. Artillery crews on both sides exchange fire relentlessly, their guns glowing from overuse. Ukrainian drones hover low, marking targets through the dust and smoke. Moments later, precision strikes hit the lead vehicles, disrupting the Russian formation. Realizing the trap, Russian commanders order a flanking maneuver from the south. Ukrainian officers redirect artillery and deploy anti-tank teams to intercept.
Конечно, накрутили. Пострел! Ого, блядь. О, блядь.
Explosions light up the southern fields, both sides locked in a deadly exchange. For the first time in hours, neither side advances. The battle reaches its turning point. For now, the guns fall silent, leaving only the crackle of burning steel. Wounded vehicles rest across the fields, surrounded by silence and smoke. Shattered armor lies twisted in the dirt, glowing under the embers of fading fires. Ukrainian commanders confirm the defensive line remains intact, though barely. They quietly reinforce weakened trenches, preparing for whatever comes next. On the Russian side, field officers count their losses and regroup in the darkness. Damaged tanks slowly retreat from the front, leaving trails of smoke behind them. Above them, drones continue their watch, searching the empty night for movement. Every crater, every ruined trench tells the story of this day. There are no cheers, no celebration, only exhaustion.
Пленный, я скажу, чтоб погрузили машину.